Hello and welcome to Plate Stack Chat. No matter what Roderick is saying, dead on time, as the Brits will do. As always, my name is Jason, and this show is supported by Strivey. And of course, some of their athletes, those working with Strivey, made it to the CrossFit Games, and today's guests also found their way over to the Games. And while he might not have been on the competition floor, he was definitely working hard, judging by the amount of content he was able to capture. A few might know him as Coach George if they train at Steel Foundry CrossFit, but for the vast majority, he's simply known as Coach GT, or that funny British guy with a mustache. Please welcome back to the show, George Thompson with a P.
Thank you for clarifying that, Jason. Don't want
Gotta
people
make sure
thinking
that-
I'm without it.
Yeah. Oh, I walked into that one, haven't I? Wonderful. George, welcome back to the show.
Yes, it's good to be back. It's been a while.
It has been a while. It's also been a while since it's funny that you've been at events in the UK that I would normally be at, and it's like the one time I've not been there, you're there. So I don't think we've actually seen each other in person since Rogue. So that's
Yeah, that's about right. In November. God, a lot's gone on
well,
since then.
for you, a lot has gone on since then. Yeah, I guess for everyone, just by the nature of time, but for you in particular, it's been a busy year.
Yeah, it's been wild compared to how the last few years before this have been. I was just speaking with my flatmate before just about how many different places I've been already, and I've still got a few lined up over the next few months.
Okay, well, first of all, what have you got lined up? Where are we going to see Coach GT popping up?
So I could possibly, more than likely, I'm going to California for Wadapalooza.
Right.
Which will be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that one. And then I'm doing the Marbella Champs in October in a team of 4. Are you going to that one?
No and no. So
okay.
I very rarely get out. I thought you knew that about me.
We'll just keep it like this.
Okay? Keep it like this.
A virtual relationship.
That's the safest way, I feel.
Okay.
Yeah,
the world couldn't handle us, Jason.
Could they not? Well, I mean, I feel you do most of the heavy lifting in that regard. So I noticed that since Rogue, one of us decided to post a lot of stuff with more clothes on, and the other with quite a lot less. That seems to have contributed to your quick rise on social media. I think is people love the legs.
There's more to me than just my body, Jason. Although some people might not think that. It's my creative mind as well as my buttocks.
Thank you for clarifying. Last time, talking of your creative mind, last time you showed me your sort of list on your phone with the unending list of sort of potential ideas for videos and skits and memes and things like that. Has that list grown exponentially since then? Have you like chipped away at the list? What's the situation there?
Both chipped away, and it's ever growing. I should get around to actually deleting the ones from the past, but it's kind of good just to look back at how many I've come up with over the year.
Over the year. I love that you were about to be over the years, the many years. No, it's not been that long.
No.
It's been a I mean, thinking back to when we met at Rogue and the situation there, I mean, it's been a pretty impressive rise for you since then.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly how many follows I had back in November, but I'd say it's between like 3,000 and 5,000, something like that. And then I think Rogue really helped, meeting Roderick and interacting with a few people, doing memes with him really helped. He's been a massive help over the last few months as well, just getting me in with people, speaking to people. So I can't say I did it all on my own, really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Roderick is in the comments, so he knows that you're giving him his credit. I do wonder if you hadn't seen him in the comments, whether you
I need to tap on this because it's separate to me.
I mean, normally I would read off some of them, but these guys they're just having a chat amongst themselves.
They're going hard, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Vindicate's in as well. Okay.
Yeah. He Vindicate says that you are a good cuddler.
Well, I mean, it's should be something that stays between us, but he's obviously happy to share that with the world.
He's put it out there now for all to see.
I think most of the
So,
people in those comments I've cuddled at some point. Probably shouldn't
or
have admitted that.
but a bad snatcher.
Well, I mean, that's coming from keeping it real, so I don't really care about that opinion.
Yeah. No, okay. You might find yourself in a video now. George is hold on. What's it say? George is tall. He must be a good cuddler.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of stereotyped into the big spoon. You know?
Oh, are you?
Yeah, but
Oh,
tall people. Let's not get into that.
yeah. This isn't the way. I thought what would be great with let's get George on. We'll talk a bit about his time at the games. I thought that would nicely tail into kind of being at the games is kind of almost this big exclamation point on the end of this year for you of like going from where you were to then going to Wadapalooza and just kind of all the places you've been, and then bang at the games as well. Incredible. Let's discuss this rise. Comments immediately derailing that. Just took it in a different direction
Don't let
completely.
them throw you off.
Don't let them bully me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the games briefly
Okay.
then. So first of all, how was it for you being at the games?
Yeah. Well, first off, it was it was a great chance to just meet with people who I've never met before. Obviously, got to see some old faces as well. So Gabe from Paper Street Coffee, he the most generous man I know. He was the one who put me up, let me stay at his for the first couple of days, and then we headed and I stayed in a hotel room, which we won't talk about, with him and Travis from Vindicate. So yeah, I didn't have to lift a finger. It was all done by them. So I was very grateful to be in that position. And through just the people they know, I remember the first night we went for a little spot with CBG Nutrition. So I got to meet a few people there. So Hattie Canyo again. And Danielle Brandon was there. I did manage to, I'm not going to say catch her eye because that sounds flirty, but she noticed me and said, "You look familiar." And I had to admit that I was the one that did the video about her feet when we were in Wadapalooza. And she just called me, I'll put it in a nice way, she called me a weirdo in a
Yeah.
joking way, I'd like to think. And then I went straight back to her with a classic joke of, "Let's not get off on the wrong foot." I
Oh,
laughed, no one else
wonderful.
did. But that's British humour for you, so
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Well done. That's good to know you're out there, not just representing CrossFit, representing memes, but representing the entire nation.
Oh yeah.
As you bring a dose of British humor to the oversaturated American meme market, I would
Yeah.
say within the CrossFit world.
We need to lower those standards.
Yeah, yeah, just bring them down. A little dose of reality every now and then. I
Exactly.
think it was nice. It's probably also the averages when you look at sort of like how many Americans are at the games competing.
Yeah.
Usually it's an American dominated field. This year we saw quite a few athletes from the UK competing as well, which was
Mhm.
wonderful. And I like to feel that then looking at the kind of memes that have come out since then and the media that's been pushed out, it's nice that we've had that British representation as well, sort of leveling out the playing field on both sides, I feel. So you're doing your part the same way, Lucy Campbell, Jennifer Muir, all of those are doing theirs as
Yeah,
well.
you could say we've trained equally hard, you know?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes. For
you
the
could
pinnacle
say that.
of
You
CrossFit.
could say that. I'm not sure if any of them would say that, but you could say that. I mean,
Yeah, and I will. Yes.
yeah. Well, actually, I mean, it's funny because you mentioned the training because obviously I think the majority of people they see your page they know you kind of making the skits and that sort of thing, but you're also doing a lot of fitness challenges. You've been doing a lot of hero workouts, a lot of sort of
Yes.
random assault bike with one arm, things like that. So are you enjoying that? Are you kind of enjoying the torture, or what's the story behind branching out sort of in that direction as well, or is it even just to keep you accountable for your own fitness?
Listen, Jason, there's a lot of self-hate going on here, and a good way to get that out is through a horrendous workout, just like today. One of the hero workouts I did. But no, the challenges, that was something that kind of accidentally came around because a sandbag made its way into our gym and I wanted to see if I could clean and jerk a 70-kilo sandbag. Turns out I can't, but a lot of other people can, and then they decided to mock me for it. So I then continued to try and continued to fail, and now I blame my shoulder, which is, an easy get out. But then from there, it was kind of, because Roderick beat me at it, I then thought, well, let's find something I can beat him at. Turns out not very much.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty much trying to be as unique as possible so I can find some weakness of his that I can expose to the world. But there's
Right.
been very few of them.
Well, Roderick is soon to be a father.
Yeah. I'm hoping
That
that'll weaken
will,
him.
I was going to say, speaking from experience, that will cut into your sleep, your training, your nutrition, pretty much everything, to be honest.
Mm.
So if you can sort of, I would say if you can start narrowing in on where
Oh,
the
yeah.
weak spot may be
I plan to take
by the
full
time,
advantage of this.
yeah,
Yeah, I will
just,
bring that man down.
oh, he has
Bring
just
bring
mentioned
that
dad
father down.
strength. Yeah,
That's what I say. What was that last comment? I couldn't see it.
dad strength.
Oh,
So he is
damn
gonna
it, he's
be
got that in there.
stronger.
Yeah, because he's probably going to have that baby strapped to him. It's going to be like wearing a weighted vest. I'll wear a weighted vest if I have to.
Yeah. Honestly, it's the car seat that's the real kind of killer.
Okay.
Constantly carrying the kid around in that, more so than just the baby on their own. So anything that's going to, he's probably going to find things like, bicep curls and stuff like that. Those numbers are going to go way up without even trying.
Okay.
And a lot of, like obviously using a barbell, you're incorporating both arms at the same time. There's a lot of single arm, when you're kind of constantly with a kid in one hand and then the other, whatever else you're doing in the other hand. So he might actually get fitter now that I think about it.
Damn it. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's like him as well. What
that is
if anyone here has a child they're willing to, lend for my
lend.
training,
Yeah.
and then I can have the good sleep, but the baby for the training, so I get the best of both worlds.
I mean, that would work actually. That's great. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
I have a older brother. Yes.
Older brother. Have they
Yes.
got kids? Has he got a
Yeah.
kid?
Well, to be fair, yeah, I use one of my
Are you Uncle
nieces.
George? That's what we want to know.
I am Uncle George, and I have used one of my cousins as a kettlebell once. Cousins, sorry,
Yeah.
nieces.
Nieces. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and well, anytime I'm there, I end up having to like hold them and throw them up towards the sky. So it's like doing a wall ball or a thruster with them. So I can understand how people get dad strength because they do not stop.
They don't. Yeah. That's the other thing. I mean, then aerobic capacity is going to go up because you're just constantly on the move,
Yeah.
chasing these kids around.
You're not
Probably
filling me
not.
with confidence here, Jason.
I know. Well, initially I thought, oh, this will be a good, this will be a good thing for you. And then the more we've talked it through,
Yeah.
and just knowing Roderick the way we do,
Yeah.
I don't see it slowing him down. If anything, annoyingly, it will just make the rest of us feel bad that we didn't
I need a
we didn't
child.
adapt in the same way to having kids.
Yeah.
Or okay, I mean, so my son is 12,
Okay.
but that does mean that if you're doing all the things that he would be doing with a baby, like a 12-year-old's much bigger, so that's going to be bigger gains.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's an option. It's just an option. We're just
Well, I
we're
mean, I
just
could do a
thinking about
drop set
options
with
here.
my nieces because one's 13, one's about 8, and one's 5, so I could make this work. Yeah. Okay. I'll put a training plan in place.
Yeah, that is a video I'd like to see. You just sort of drop setting with kids. I think that would work. Yeah, why not? Okay. Did you actually get to watch any CrossFit while you were at the games? Because you've mentioned all the kind of wonderful people within the CrossFit ecosystem and the realm of all those little sort of different avenues and all the people that Roderick's introduced you to. But did you actually get to sit down and watch some of the athletes competing?
Yes, yeah, we did
Good.
make it a goal to at least watch some of it. So yeah, we managed to sit down, watch the men's finals and the ladies finals. It was great to actually be there, watch it live. Obviously, first time at the games, so it was jaw-dropping for me to see them at their peak and the size of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they, well, when you say the size, I'm assuming size of them, you mean like size width ways, not height.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
did you feel taller than usual when you were at the CrossFit Games and you sort of get to meet
Yeah.
all these
Well,
people in
usually when
person?
I'm surrounded by CrossFitters, I am looking over their heads. But um, I mean, we say that, but you know, you got James Sprague, Dallin Pepper, all in the 6 foot club now. So I don't
Yeah.
really have any excuses. I always used to lean into that I'm too tall, so that's why I struggle. But now they've kind of ruined that for me.
Yeah, I mean, which is good for me because as a short person, it was getting hard to kind of justify why I wasn't good at CrossFit. When all the tall people say, "Oh, it's because it's because I'm too tall. It's easy for short people," and I was like, "Oh, is it easy? I don't think so." Okay, well, it's good to know that you had that experience. You got to watch some of these incredible athletes, which I'm sure
Oh
has motivated you for your training coming back, and and that's probably why we also see you doing all of these crazy workouts and things. Um,
yeah,
I'm curious though. So when we were at Rogue, we had that wonderful experience of sort of getting to walk around a bit together with Roderick and his, I was going to say his family slash security, and you got to experience all the people running up to Roderick and asking for pictures and
yeah,
us sort of stepping aside and him very kindly having to like introduce us to everybody.
yeah,
Like, oh, Roger, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture? This is George and this is Jason.
yeah,
Well, I think it was Greg usually. This is Greg
yeah,
and this is Jason. Um, I'm guessing, I'm guessing, uh, at the games it was quite different for you. I'm assuming now people are coming up to you and recognizing, if not you, at least the mustache.
yeah,
Um, how is that for you? Like, having been, having gone from kind of walking around Rogue, which is also a massive competition with a lot of people that have traveled there from all over, and being very, under the radar. Nobody, not nobody, but the majority don't know who you are.
yeah.
To now walking around and being one of the people that is recognized for what you're doing within the CrossFit space.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever really get used to it because at Rogue it was surreal when I think I must have had like 3 or 4 people that recognized me, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know what to do. They were like, "Can we get a picture?" And I remember having this tray of chicken that I just bought, and I was like, "What do I do with the chicken?" And they were just like, "Just put it behind your back, or just put it down. We don't mind." And I was like, "No, I need to." And I was just so awkward. I didn't know. I ended up putting the chicken on the floor by a fire exit, and then going and finding it afterwards. Um,
Dangerous.
I've I've gotten a bit more used to it now. But yeah, Wadapalooza, it was. A little bit more. There was quite a few people who recognised me there, but it was always funny because it was mainly Roderick who'd get noticed, and then I was with his sister, and they'd speak to Roderick. Oh, we love your videos, we love your videos, and then they'd look at me and go, "And you." So that became the phrase for the
Right.
trip was just, "Oh, and you're quite funny as well." And then yeah, at the games it was completely different. That's the most I've ever been recognised, and
Yeah.
it was it's insane. But it's a nice feeling as well because I still I'll make these videos and it'll be people in the gym that'll talk about it or something, or they'll mention it to me like, "Oh, I like the one the other day." Obviously, I get a lot of comments talking about my videos or reacting to the videos, but it never really clicks that it's real because internet interactions don't have that
Yeah.
personal, yeah. So
There's
seeing
not
them
there's not
in
there's not a
person,
face behind it,
yeah.
or I also think it's all very passive, isn't it? Like you can scroll, you can hit a like button, you
Mm,
can react, you can send a couple of taps. I send a little comment. It doesn't take very much to do that.
mm.
To actually physically walk over to you, approach you, to say something, to ask for a bit, like it shows there is a level of interest and beyond simply kind of
Yeah,
tapping a button on your phone, which is nice. It means they must care. They must want to hear from you or to at least acknowledge that they're fans of yours.
yeah, yeah. I think, like you said there, even just the like and the comment things like that. It it still means a lot because they're interacting with it, and there's a lot of people that just scroll past stuff, and I mean, I'm guilty of it too. You can't like everything, but so even if they've stopped and then liked it, it just, it means that they've taken the time to watch it, interact with it, and that still means a lot. But yeah, the actual speaking to people, a lot of them just go, "Can I get a picture?" And then they feel like they need to just leave once they've done that. But it's nice to just get a bit of like, "Oh wait, where do you train? Where are you from?" Because then you get a bigger picture of like, who these people are, what their background is, and I don't want to just like go, right, picture, off you go.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
nice
no.
to speak with people and get to know them.
You haven't like printed out already a load of pictures of you pre-signed, and then you're just handing them off like, oh, here's one of the ones I prepared earlier. Take that.
No, I'm not at that level. I think the closest I've got to that is now giving out stickers with my face on.
Yeah. Likes don't matter. Only shares, George.
Yes. Well, we don't understand this. Me and Grant talk a lot about like my videos get like 50 shares or something like that. That's what it'll say. And then
Yeah.
Grant's will have like 4,000. And
Yeah.
I think there's a glitch there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's sharing it? That's like,
I know.
that's
Who
the
shares
question.
Grant's videos? Yeah.
Who's Robbie?
Ah. Robbie is a good friend of mine that I was in the army with. We actually went to Tokyo together back in May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tokyo as well. So let's. Oh yes, I do remember seeing you that you took a trip out to Tokyo. Did
Yeah.
you not? Did something happen with your flight? I have a vague memory of you missing a
Why
flight
did
or
you have to
something.
mention that, Jason? Why did you have to mention? Well, it was actually Robbie who I was stood next to when we found
Yeah.
out, and he liked to let everyone know in the group chat what had just happened as soon as it happened. So
Yeah.
we were at the check-in. Me and Robbie gave in our passports, and they were looking at mine for far too long. You know, when your stomach starts to drop a little bit. And they handed Robbie's back, and they handed back mine, and she just smiled and went, "Right, Robbie, you can go through. Yeah, you're not on this flight, so if you can just go off to the side, please." I was like, "Oh, what now?" And she was like, "Yeah, you're not booked in for today. You're booked in for like, I think it was 24, 48 hours later." I was like, "Oh." And then came 6 hours of panic and trying to get something sorted back and forth to different people, losing my passport in the airport, finding it again, and then getting sick of the whole ordeal and booking a flight. Well, they quoted me 3,800 to change the flight. So I just bought a new one, which
Oh
took me to
really?
Doha, and then to Manchester.
Yeah. And we're told that apparently this is classic George.
There's been
Also,
a
the
lot of mistakes in my life.
funniest moment of the whole trip as well. Apparently, so that's good to know. Oh, also someone else says someone also says classic George. So
He was also on the trip.
yes.
Yeah.
So and you say, why do I bring it up? And the reason I bring it up is because I said, oh yeah, and I did see that, and then I thought I better say more so it doesn't appear like I'm just I'm just saying, oh yeah, no, I did see that, and I didn't. So I was like, oh, do I remember anything I saw? Yes, I remember this thing. George, I'm gonna, if you can read the comments, have a look at the comments. Give me 1 second while I mute my microphone and find out why my daughter keeps calling me. So 2 seconds.
Is my bedroom a seedy motel? Ah, very good. Grant coming in with the best comments here. Grant kicks puppies. Now that I believe. What else do we have?
Right.
Grant doesn't
Okay.
support the troops. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. I can imagine that. He has that
Oh,
kind of look about him.
the one I did like was this. He's giving me Toby from The Office vibes with his level of weird awkward. And then Roderick has said maybe it's Creed. So yeah, okay. George, does Grant smell like I think he does?
Well, I'd like to know what they think, because it's kind of like a musty. I'm not going to hurl personal insults at him. The poor man is, he takes enough of a beating online.
Does he? Well, I mean, they had the opportunity to do it about you. in a meme.
Yeah.
So that was, you know,
Yeah, and they took full advantage of that one.
yeah, it flowed. In fact, I've seen, I've seen some of the behind the scenes. I've had the pleasure and privilege of being included in a meme for time meme. And I know there's a lot of takes, there's a lot of outtakes, there's a lot of we can do better, we could try it again. I feel like that was, a one shot. It was just one and done. They were
Yeah,
just like, here we go.
it came surprisingly natural to them to insult me. And they just kept flowing, that was only one of the outtakes. There were plenty more of them just hurling well thought out and
Yeah,
probably previously thought insults.
yeah.
But I try not to dwell on that.
That's the other list. They pulled out the list of like, this is the list of all the memes I've got planned for the next 10 years. And then this is the memes of all the things I want to say to George, but I just haven't had the opportunity to do it.
Well, they can
Like
cross that off their list
finally,
now.
they're like,
Yeah.
finally. Yeah. Um, hmm.
Roderick managed
He,
to do that when we were in
sorry.
Rogue as well.
He recorded us without us knowing. Oh yeah, because you also had the meme where you were the kind of the running
In the car park, insulting
yeah.
each other. And that also got
Yes.
very personal. And I remember,
Yeah.
didn't you film us from your hotel room? Oh, no, that was when we were doing handstands in there.
That was when you were doing hand. So I was staying in the hotel opposite the hotel that Roderick was in, and I could see the corridor from my hotel room. I could just see you two running up and down a corridor, doing handstand walks across the corridor. It's like, I'm looking forward to seeing this come out tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Hidden camera feed. Right. Okay, let me see if I had anything else I wanted to ask you about before I get any more distracted. I was going to ask you about the future and future plans. You've already sort of mentioned a few of those. Will you be hopefully heading back to Rogue this
I
year?
haven't got any plans yet because one thing I have been doing is against Roderick's advice is I've been just using my savings to like go on these trips. Don't get me wrong, I've had a lot of help as well. So Paper Street Coffee, probably the biggest help I've had. Roderick helping line this all up. And then I've just had to either Rogue, I paid for everything. It was Waterpalooza, I had my accommodation sorted by Gabe at Paper Street, and then I just got flights. The games, I was just getting flights, and then my California Waterpalooza. Just taking advice from other people. It's to like try and leverage making videos for people in return for some help towards the flights. So that's what I'm trying to get done for California, and that'll be the same with plans going forward. If anywhere I can try and make content for a brand in return for some help towards getting me to an event, that's the way I want to take it.
Yeah, I think it's I feel like I'm sort of in a similar position with events now where I want to be not losing money.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of like I don't expect to go and make money. I don't expect to come away from events richer.
Yeah.
It would be in an ideal world, I'm just not losing a huge amount of money. And then I'm not even, and the funny thing is, because you still are, but
Yeah.
like I'm not necessarily counting, meals and things like that, which all cost money. Because I think, well, even if I was at home, I'd have to eat.
Yeah,
So
of
that's
course.
sort of, maybe I wouldn't be spending as much on food, but okay, that's sort of fine. But I'm like, if I can cover my flights and my accommodation or fuel and accommodation, depending on where I'm going, that's sort of baseline now where I want to be with
Yeah.
going to events, because and it's not always going to be the case. Like I'll lose money going to Rogue. Nobody's going to cover my flights for that. But for other things, I'm managing now to slightly kind of get to that point, which amazes me, because I think if I can manage that, then there's no wonder. Vindicate will pay $69. Like I said, I'll pay you $69 for a 1 hour documentary.
I'm worried what that documentary would
Yeah.
include, Travis.
Yes, and Gabe is very serious that you better be going to SoCal. Corey has asked a question earlier. I didn't see it, or I saw it, but then I never pulled it up. So I will bring it up now. Will George be addressing his uneven mustache at any point?
I was in the back room when you were introducing me, and I was like this in the camera, like, because I'd only just trimmed it, and yeah, well played, Corey, for noticing it. But I will get straight back in there after this and try and even it out. I hoped no one would notice, but yeah, to no avail.
No. Corey is an experienced, but oh, Corey is saying I've got free 15 pesos on George's travel. So there we go. Well done, George.
Okay, so we're slowly chipping away. I'll
You're
take this.
slowly chipping away. That's all it takes.
Yeah. $69 and $3.50 or 3 pesos.
Oh, so I've tried to pay George. He never wants my money.
Yeah, I don't want his dirty money.
Oh, don't say that. It's not nice. Don't say that. I'm pretty sure Mean for Time has donated to my most recent travel fund. So let's not. It's not.
No, we won't badmouth him.
His money is perfectly clean, and if U.S. Customs is listening and has any issues with my travel plans, his money is clean. Leave me alone.
Blood money.
The mustache, if I'm not wrong, you grew it for Movember, right?
Yes.
Which was also when Rogue was. So that's why you had the mustache at Rogue. And the plan was it was just for November.
It was. And then I think I got talked into keeping it for Miami. So I kept it there, and I was going to possibly shave it after Miami. Then I found out my girlfriend liked it. So that was more of a reason to keep it. And then it just became part of I don't want to say a persona, but just
it's your brand. It's your brand.
Yeah.
You can't.
And that's the thing. I'm kind of locked into this.
Yeah. It's why Grant continues to shave his head. He's
I know he's got like luscious,
he's got
locks.
luscious locks, but he can't do it now. He's got he's
it's his image.
I mean,
his own logo has a bald head. So
exactly. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it?
People don't know that about him.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, I had a similar thing with the beard. Like I grew it because I couldn't leave the house. Well, I had like a double chest infection, so I wasn't really going out for like a month, basically. And I was like, oh, it lets you get through that awkward phase where you're kind of growing the beard. And then I was like, oh, I'll just have it for maybe a year, because I'd heard you kind of needed a year for you to decide. And now if I just hint at like shaving, my daughter just freaks out. She's like, no. So I was like, okay, I'm trapped. This is it now.
That's it.
Yeah. Right. I need to quickly check back a moment on these.
More comments been coming in.
Yeah.
Probably hate
there's
from
so
Grant.
many.
That's what I imagine.
Oh, okay, I don't know what's going on. Who says I don't have plans for Mean for Time?
Let me have a quick look.
Oh, Vindicate says he can't wait to meet CrossFat, so he knows who CrossFat is. Okay. Does everyone know? I don't know. I just know CrossFat knows a lot about a lot. That's all I know.
Oh, they're all just having their own little chat.
Double chest infection. How does that work? I will tell you how that works. I had a terrible cough that I could not shake for ages, and I was like, okay, I'll go to the doctor and find out what's going on here, because it was just getting progressively worse and worse. And I went, and they listened to my chest and said, oh yeah, you've got a chest infection. And they said it's quite unusual because it's an upper chest infection. Usually they're much lower. But so it's this type of chest infection. We'll give you these antibiotics. You have these antibiotics. By the time you finish, you're going to feel amazing. I finished the entire course of antibiotics and did not feel any better. And I was just getting worse and worse and worse. I went back to the doctor and I said, look, I've taken the antibiotics. I'm still feeling bad. I'm self-employed, so I'm also having to try and work through all of this. And they listened to my chest again, and they said, now that upper chest infection is gone, we can hear that you also have a lower chest infection, which is the more common one, but it does need to be treated with a different type of antibiotic. So have these ones, and as soon as you finish this course, you're going to feel much better. And I think I finished them. It was like the Friday, and I was down at the Bath University trying to film some content because there was the Strength in Depth Origins like setting up that evening. And I was like, I really hope I am going to feel amazing when this finishes. And I did. I felt a lot better after that. So that is what that is. I did wonder how come Grant hadn't commented anything. Grant has gone off for his daily burpee box jump overs and muscle ups. Yeah, yeah.
And then he'll, sure enough, make a story about the whole ordeal.
Doctor made some money. Well, actually, living in the UK, we have the NHS and the National Health Service, so they didn't make any money with me.
Yeah, no, they probably took a pay cut in the whole ordeal.
Yeah, it probably cost them money to see me, which was a shame. Mean for time's out of here. Goodbye, Roderick. Lovely
Take
to
care,
see
buddy.
you as always. Now we all paid for it. Yep. Well, it was 2 chest infections. What do you want? What do you want? That's how it happens. Okay, good. Right. Oh, see, he's still there. I was going to say now that Roderick's gone, we can start to, but then he's popped up again in the comments, so it's not quite safe. So we got distracted because we were talking about Roderick's blood money, but so you're talking about you're using your savings to go and do these trips and so on and so forth. I do also like that you're slowly disappearing into the darkness, which
I've noticed. I was using the natural light, but it is getting dark now, so I'm just going to edge closer to the camera and use the light off my screen.
Wow. Yeah, I've got loads of lights. I could turn one and shine it on you, but I don't think it's going to help. George, if you go to Rogue, at Base Show, we'll have room in the tent for you. Oh, this tent again. These tents.
Tent?
Oh, this is a good comment. World Fitness Project is doing the lighting for George. I do like that. That is a good comment. Yes.
Probably, yeah.
So, so I want to say, because you were saying you were unsure about Rogue. Is that just because financially it's not going to be good for you to use the money for that? Are you trying to go to all different events? Like, what's the story?
I think it's a mixture. Yeah, I think the cost is always one, but it's time. Obviously, I coach, and any time I'm not coaching, I don't get paid either. So it's a double-edged sword. If you're paying for a trip, and then you're also not getting paid for the coaching that you do. So because I've been doing that a lot lately, you start to feel the effects. So it's just being smarter about it. I'm not going to say no to Rogue right now. It could still happen. I'm just, I'm taking one day at a time. If we get California sorted, I've got Marbella to sort. And I'm actually going on holiday tomorrow. So.
So I hear. You definitely booked into the right flight.
I hope so. I really do. I can't do this again. But yeah, I checked in and everything seems to be fine. So we should be good.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh yeah, so you're online checking already. But hadn't you done that? So how come you hadn't checked in online for the other flight?
My own negligence, Jason. That is the simple answer. I've obviously looked past some pretty important details. What's this?
I think there's a typo, but it's basically saying Michelle thinks George is talking to himself because of the similar accents.
Well,
which is funny because if we were anywhere in the UK, they would not think we had similar accents.
Oh yeah,
at all.
Well, they're just the same over there. They all sound like cowboys. But I did catch myself doing this, and I've been told as well. My own dad noticed it. That I spent a couple of days with these people and started to get a bit of a twang, like a little bit of an accent. And I was ashamed of myself how quickly that happened. A couple of days back in the UK and I'm fine. But you know that little inflection at the end of a sentence? Oh. Wow. Yeah.
So, like saying, you sound nothing alike.
Good.
Jason sounds like he catches colds and George sounds like he catches fish.
I couldn't think of a more accurate way to put it, to be honest.
But I probably could. I'm not sure. I like the Jason sounds like he catches colds.
Well, I mean,
chest
you did
infections. We've already. So. I was going to say, yeah. No, I understand what you're saying with the travel. That is a problem. I mean, I'm going to Florida next week in like a week and a bit, and I'm having to take Thursday off. I generally don't work Friday or Monday anyway because I sort of the way I've done my schedule. But it means that I am like flying out on Thursday, flying back Sunday night. So I arrive Monday morning, traveling back home Monday within the UK, and then back to work on Tuesday, because
Oh, wow.
it's not the money, as you say, it's not just like, oh, how much is the flight or how much is the hotel. It's like, well, if I miss a day of work,
Yeah.
I know it's that much money. Like that's, and the other pleasure of being like self-employed is that you know exactly how much money like a day is worth to you
Yeah. Yeah.
compared to sort of, when you're in an office job maybe, and you work for the whole month, and it's like, well, this is your wage and you had your holiday pay here or there, or day off was covered, and it's sort of, it doesn't feel as black and white as like, well, that day literally was this much money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know Scott as well? This got to be another one of your friends.
Yep. Another one. He should have come to Japan, but he has a daughter, so had to put her first.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I love the way you say that. Like, that's not the most reasonable thing that you've said so far in
Well,
the show. Yeah, of course he has.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good dad, but he could have been a good friend.
Wow. As a dad that has to like turn down a lot of opportunities and offers and things,
Yeah.
that stung quite a bit when you said that. Yeah, my brother doesn't have kids, and like the number of times we get invited to stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't think you've run the numbers on what that means. Even simple things like, because they don't live that close, so they're kind of a 2-hour drive maybe to get to theirs. So it's things like, oh, we really want to go to the cinema with you guys. Did you want to come and see this film?
Mm.
And I'm like, well, that's a 2-hour drive, a 2-hour film. We're probably gonna have to eat because we're be down there for the holiday and a drive back. That means we've got to get someone to look after the kids. We've got to, like, there's so much going on here that you don't understand.
Yeah.
Whereas normally our cinema practice is take the kids to school, quickly drive to the cinema, watch the film, and then go and pick them up and pretend like we never went. So that's how I was able to see Superman. That's the trick. Right. There's lots of your friends in the chat today. I should get you
Oh,
one more
no.
often. So where are you off to tomorrow?
I'm going to Crete. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And is that purely holiday?
yes, it's a chance to wind down. I'm sure if the opportunity strikes, I might make a video or two, but I've tried to schedule some videos so while I'm away, I can kind of just switch off from my phone. That's
Yeah.
the goal anyway.
Okay. How much of a like back catalog do you have of content?
It really does vary. I think over the last 2 weeks, I've managed to get a good few, like a week ahead,
Right.
which has been useful. But sometimes it ends up being like by the seat of my pants. I'll do a video on the day and put it out that night and just. But yeah, I've got quite a few loaded up, and that's what I needed and that's what I wanted before I went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with you're still coaching.
Yeah.
Like, is there, so the members at the box that come in and have known you before you blew up on social media,
Yeah.
like, do they care? I mean, are there members that don't even know? I'm just thinking about how, like, I know here that there are members that have no idea. Like, so the CrossFit Games just happened. They don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't know what the CrossFit Games is. That's not why they do CrossFit. And I just kind of feel like, are you known for what you do on social media now more at the gym than you are known for just being a coach? Or
No,
for
I
the
think
majority of people, are you like, oh no, he's a coach. Oh, does he do some silly thing on Instagram? No, I don't know about that. I don't do Instagram.
yeah, I think there's always the odd one at the gym that doesn't have social media, so they don't know anything about it, and that's to be expected. And then the people that obviously know me as a coach, they can sometimes think it's weird because I went to Strength in Depth with a girl and a few people from the gym, and when her name's Beth, when she saw me get noticed, she was like, why do you want a picture with him? He's just our coach. She wasn't used to that kind of interaction because she just sees me as a coach, which I mean that's all I am to her anyway. So yeah, for some people, it's like it's weird for them to see me on social media, and for others, it's just like, yeah, because I made some like funny videos before I made this page, just on my personal Instagram, and I just put them out, so they were kind of used to how weird I can be.
Well, on that note, then, how turned up is the personality of Coach GT over George Thompson with a P? Um, like in
Um,
general, like is this just an exaggerated version of yourself? Is it very different? Like,
no, I'd like to think that it's very similar. I don't think I put too much of a face on it. My story is very much me. It's just me in
yeah,
pain most of the time, suffering from a hero workout, or looking like I've been oiled up like I'm at a Diddy party. But um, with my videos, usually inspired by an event that's happened with a member. So the reaction can be how I've reacted. And before anyone jumps down my throat on that one, is it, and I know Roderick's experienced this, was having people take your video and analyze it and go, as a coach, you shouldn't be doing this. And you're like, you do realize this is a, satire.
mm,
But they'll pick it apart and they'll go, well, actually, when you're a coach, you shouldn't be mocking the members like this, because that just makes people not want to join. You're like,
yeah. He's equally ridiculous in real life. Is that true?
well, that's
I
my
guess so.
girlfriend.
I guess
So
so.
yeah,
So
she sees.
if anybody
Yes,
knows, that's who we've got to
exactly.
blame for the mustache. So if
Well, you
yeah,
can't blame her for the wonky mustache. I need to
no, no, no,
fix that.
no. That's why you turn the light off. It was interesting actually.
I'm just a floating
As
head
soon as
now.
Corey called out about the wonky mustache, the light disappeared in your room. So that's interesting. Thought you'd hide it. Um, on that note, then, I mean that is true. Social media is fantastic in that people will pull apart anything and everything. The thing I also really love, because obviously I get a lot less interactions than you do on social media and YouTube and things like that, but it's when I'll get a like notification of a comment and I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me, and I'll realize it's a comment on a video that I put up 2 years ago,
Yeah,
and it will be like about so like the CrossFit Games had just happened, and somebody just commented on a post on a video I made a year or two ago about
yeah,
uh probably when it first went to the Dickies arena, and it was like the idea of making this smaller footprint of a
mm,
of a CrossFit Games so that you could then transport it to different locations and sort of like,
yeah.
is this what's happening? Is this why they're making these changes? And yeah, there's just some random comment. And then last week, there's someone is like talking about it as if I've just put this video up now, reflecting on the fact. And
Oh
so
yeah,
you get weird stuff like that. But do you also get it then? Obviously, you've got people saying, well, as a coach, you shouldn't really be, trying to slow your athletes down so you're better than them. And I'm like,
yeah.
I would assume you're not doing that in real life.
No,
Um,
exactly.
but do you get it the other side then? Have you had any members come up to you and kind of be, be a little bit offended or a little bit sensitive because maybe they feel that a joke you've done targeted them, or perhaps they were the
I
the,
think
the
part of
trigger
it
for a
is
certain thing?
knowing your members. Anyone who I have made a video, I will probably tell them. So
We're gonna say, or
there's
I'll
been a
probably
few.
block them
No,
beforehand so they can't see it, and then
no, there's been a few. Like the PVC pipe one I did quite recently with trying to do an external rotation with it. That happened like a couple of days before. So the girl just messaged me and she went, "This is about me, isn't it?" I was like, "This is very much about you."
yeah,
Um, so I think knowing your members, if it's someone who's brand new and they've done something wrong, I'm not going to go, right, I'm going to make a video about you and mock you. It's usually
no,
someone who I'm like close with, I know them well, um, and it's just knowing them. But if you
right.
ever want more interactions, this goes for anyone watching. If you ever want interactions on your video, just film butterfly pull-ups, and the hate
Oh
will
yeah,
come rolling in from people that will just tell you that it's not a real pull-up and you can't do a strict pull-up.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's the one thing. Like, if I could remove anything from CrossFit,
Mm.
it would be that we never did butterfly pull-ups. They never existed, and it is very much just for that. Like it just I know people that sort of have that kind of passing knowledge of CrossFit, and it doesn't matter like what you tell them, how good something is, or how much people are benefiting from it, or improvements you've made in certain areas of your fitness. It all comes back to butterfly pull-ups,
Oh yeah.
and it is infuriating. I'm just like,
Oh
just. And also, I'm like, and they're hard. Like,
yeah.
that's the other thing. Like, not only can we all do strict and weighted and every other type of pull-up you want,
Mhm.
but butterfly pull-ups are really hard, like on their own.
Oh yeah.
So
They don't realize that, but they don't want to find out either. They'd rather just. It's easier to hate.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is easier to hate. I was wondering though, when you were saying like you wouldn't do it to a new member if they did something really silly, that's kind of crossing a line.
Mm.
Now, while you might not record, edit, and upload a video, do you add it maybe towards the bottom of your list for future videos, thinking, well, in 6 months to a year, when I get to that video, they're no longer a new member. This won't be so
I think
sensitive a
you can.
subject.
No, I know what you mean. I think you can be. You can just really exaggerate it.
Yeah,
There's ideas that I've had where it's like someone coming to the gym for the first time and what they see, and I'm sure people have had experiences like that, but it's not blatantly about one individual. So,
yeah,
like most of the videos that we do is just like you take a small thing that people experience and you blow it up and make it really, you take it to hyperbole and you just uh, exaggerate as much as you can, and that's what makes it,
yeah,
satire. But people will still think, "Hey, you're being serious," and I don't like that.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, how can they look at you and think you're being serious with these things?
exactly. Have you seen this face?
Exactly. You're not wearing a suit or anything. Like that's that's how you look serious, apparently.
I'm sitting in the dark.
Yeah. How serious is this guy? He couldn't even be bothered to turn a light on for a podcast. Shocking. I've got 3
Sorry.
different lights in here.
You know what? Let me try something. Ooh, I feel
I
like
mean,
some sort of
it's better.
villain.
What is the story of where you live?
Well, I don't have like an office or anything like that. My flatmate's got his girlfriend round, so I'm just in my room and I needed some light, so that's why I sat in
Yeah.
front of my window. But now
Right.
it is now dark. I am paying the price for that plan.
Okay, but I mean, I don't want to sound crazy, but do you not have a normal light in your room?
I do, but it would then be behind me and it'd probably be a silhouette.
All right. Well, yeah,
Yes.
of course. And we wouldn't want that, would we? We wouldn't want the video quality to to
But
be
like
poor.
speaking with someone from the special forces.
Yeah. Well, George can't. Oh, no.
What's that one?
George can't afford electricity. How's he going to Waterpalooza?
I've
This is
got
the problem. This is what he's been using his savings for all these trips, and this is why he can't afford, a normal light bulb at this point.
these are just glow sticks that I've cracked and left in the back of the room.
Oh, really?
Just
Yeah, yeah. Just dropping them down wells and mine shafts and things just to try and see, how far. Okay.
I can't afford the
Um,
electricity, but I can afford glow sticks.
yeah. Well, I thought you just stole them when you were formerly in the military. That was sort of part of your retirement plan. Okay, that's all been interesting. What I need to do is get some of your members on the show. That's the
Oh
next
no,
step.
that's dangerous.
That's what I really need to do is get the behind the scenes. Looks like there was a
I think they're
toxic
pretty
spill.
sick of me, to be honest. I think they get enough of me in the gym.
Yeah, I guess it's funny, isn't it? So I suppose it's that kind of thing of like, when you've gone to America, you're, for lack of a better word, exotic, right? Because you've traveled over from the UK, you've got that funny voice, like, whereas for your members, you're just George, like you're
Yeah,
just that guy who keeps correcting their form on
yeah.
snatches,
I'm the guy
ironically.
that annoys
Uh,
them for no repping them. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, do you? How are you as a coach? Are you a cheerleader or are you a coach? There we go.
I wouldn't say I'm a cheerleader. I do like to make people enjoy the classes, so I do make a fool of myself, like during the
Yeah.
brief and things like that, just to, especially if there's new people in the class. I know how intimidating it can be being new in a gym. So any chance I get to like lighten the mood, I'll take it. And I'm sure you've seen images from when we've done in-house comps. I am renowned for my fancy dress.
Yes.
Probably shouldn't have brought that up because now you're going to
Yeah, I
reach down
do
and
have questions about that. I mean, the only question I have is, what's going on, mate? Are you all right? Like, what's happening with the fancy dress?
So whenever we have our in-house comps, we'll have so we do one in the summer and one in the winter, and we'll try and like get the teams to have a theme. So I
Right.
run with it. So if we're doing cops and robbers or just robbers one time, I will devote myself to the fancy dress. I think I wore a balaclava and a striped white and black top with a loot bag
Yeah.
over my shoulder for a whole comp, trying to do butterfly pull-ups with a loot bag, smashing my face and flying around my body in a
So
balaclava
what was
on.
it? Was it like stitched onto the shirt then,
No,
or
it was
you were
a
holding
cord.
it?
There was a
Oh,
cord
so
on it, so I put it
it was
over my
like a
shoulder.
bag like wrapped around you. Got you. Got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
but
Okay.
I've been a chef and I did the workout with a oven mitt on the whole time, which was very difficult to do the farmer's carry, and I had a whisk in my teeth. Uh, so yeah, on the other side of it, it's more so if anyone's, same again, new to the gym and they come to it and they don't want to do fancy dress because they think, oh, I'll look like an idiot. If I'm there as the most ridiculous, then they feel a
Right.
lot more comfortable turning up in a pink hat or something like that. It's not
Yeah.
as much of a worry.
I see. I see. Are you the only one there that's kind of taking it to that extreme, or have
No,
you
no,
started a
other people
trend?
do. Other people do get involved. However, we have kind of correlated that 9 times in a row I have come dead last. So no one really wants to be on my team. I'm kind of like
Right.
the
The comic relief, basically. That is what you are. There's just but
I
it's I guess that's dual, right? So you're like, well, first, look, I'm playing two roles here because first of all, I don't want people to feel silly because
yeah.
they've got minimal fancy dress. So I'll go to an extreme. So when they come in with their pink hat and they're like, I'm wearing a pink hat, I look a bit like a girl. And they're like, have you seen George? And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, actually, pink hat is fine. And then on the other side, you're going to have people that are like, oh, I just don't know if I'm a good enough athlete to be doing these competitions. I'm not as good as the coaches. And again, they can say, well, have you seen George? And in
Yeah,
both
so I
cases,
really just take a beating on behalf of everyone. That's what you're saying. But
uh,
I say that we came second on the last one, so it was
yeah,
a proud day because
that's good.
that's 4.5 years of last place.
Yeah. Did you pull any of this nonsense while in the military?
There is a video, yes, of me taking battalion
Is it?
PT, probably in front of 500 soldiers in a crop top and hot pants on the back of a truck. It was the day before we were all going on leave, and I had to do like an aerobic session
Right.
for everyone.
I
So
mean,
I think it was for charity because we all
I was gonna say this could be
gave
the
money
reason why
for it.
he's no longer in the military. This could be that was
Yeah,
what got
I
him.
brought great
That's what
shame
got
on
him
our
kicked
regiment.
out. Yeah, yeah. And I've just remembered I should have been always referring to him as VNDK8, but I forgot. I slipped into Travis and Vindicate too easily, too easily. Okay. Well, I feel like we've learned a lot more about you this time around, which is good.
Hopefully, good things.
Yeah, I think so. We're still live. We're still live. Yeah. Hey, we haven't even hit the hour mark yet. We're
Yeah.
wrapping it up though. Don't worry. Don't worry, Crossman.
What
We
was
won't.
it last time? I think we were on. You said it was going to be no more than an hour and a half, and
Yeah,
we were on over 2 hours, maybe
that's not
three.
my fault. Well, there was an additional guest got added
Oh yeah.
mid-show that that messes with time frames. No, I promised we wouldn't go too late tonight because I knew you had a holiday tomorrow, so I wouldn't want to. Oh, that's a good question.
What's this?
Have you washed your Colton Mertens jersey since the games?
Uh, what does it matter? Maybe I like the smell. Maybe I like the feel. No, I have.
I
I even wore it today for the workout, so I thought it would give me extra strength.
I'm curious now because I would have thought I would have just
It
thought your
was too
torso
small.
is so long. Yeah, like that's
Everyone has said this, but no, he wears a large, so you
yeah.
know
Well,
it fits me well. If anything, it like drapes on me.
it's too big for you. Oh,
Yeah.
that's some kind of physics I just can't quite get my head around. But having met both of you in person, like I can visualize it quite clearly, the height difference on both sides. And
Oh yeah.
when I saw you wearing it, I was like, and I thought probably that's why he's not washing it. The risk of it shrinking slightly
Oh
could
yeah.
just be too much. That it was
Oh.
already a challenge. But no, apparently it's absolutely fine. Okay, well, I'm hoping that our paths will cross FitFest, maybe. Could that be
When's that
one for
again?
you? Usually in December.
You know what? If you're going to be there, Jason, I will make it my priority.
Will I be there is the big
Ah,
question.
okay. Yes.
No, I mean I would like to be there. Well, here's a tiny spoiler for people. That's something that I might do. Somebody sent me some information. Somebody said to me, "Are you still calling out competitions for like not paying out prize money?" And then they were like, "Are you still?" And then they said something like, "Oh, you're," and I was like, "Well, I said, "I don't know if I would say I call out competition. That feels a bit." And they were like, "European champs, that one in Italy." Like, so
Oh
you're
yeah.
always doing this. I was like, "Yeah, okay." And then they were just mentioning maybe the Masters category at UK champs, that potentially some athletes are perhaps still waiting for stuff. I haven't yet looked into it though, so I don't want to call out anybody without.
Right.
I've just been pointed in a direction, and
Gather the evidence
if
first.
if I have time, I might try and find out, something about that, which obviously could then affect whether or not they like me enough to let me come back for for FitFest. But hopefully it'll be fine. Hopefully it will all be fine. I will. I'll speak to the guys. Yeah, maybe I'd like to be there. I'll probably be there for one day anyway. Like as long as I can get a media pass, I'll probably be there for at least one day. We'll see. But if you're going to be there, then maybe I'll be there for 2 days. Who knows? That could be the
I like
thing
the
that
sound.
it could be the thing that changes it. It was good last year, but maybe it'll be that. I'd like to be at Rogue as well. I have sent off for the credentials, but last time, this is how it's changed. Things have changed for me. It's like last year, I'd booked my flight, I'd booked my hotel, I'd bought a ticket, and I was like, if I get my media credentials, then I'll refund the ticket, I'll sell the ticket and try to get my money back. And I did. Well, I got the media pass and I sold my ticket, so that all worked out wonderfully. And this year, I'm like, I'll apply for a media pass, and that's as far as I am. So if I get it, I might then also need to work out where I'm staying and how I'm getting there and all of those kind of things. But I haven't. Yeah, I've similar to you. I'm trying to kind of be wise with my funds, and I don't have quite as many followers as you do to say to people, "Hey, I'll make you a video if you cover my flight." They're like, "You can make us a video, but we're doing you a favor." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." so we'll see. Enjoy your holiday. That would be
Thank you.
nice. Hopefully we will catch up after that at some point in the real world. That would be nice. In the meantime, I'm sure I look forward to seeing what memes you have squirreled away dropping, and I look forward to the knowledge of. Oh, so if I comment on them over the next couple of days, is there a good chance you're not going to actually see what people are saying because you're off your phone?
Well, now you've got me worried. So maybe at the end of the day, I'll have a little scan just in case you start
Just
putting
in
some
case.
fake news out there
Yeah. Yeah, this
that I
is just
can't
an
defend
AI
myself of.
construct. George isn't real. He's just AI.
The Tash is a filter.
The dash is. It's the one they used. It's. Oh no, it was the other way around. I was going to say it was the one used for Henry Cavill, but it was the opposite. They tried to remove the the dash with a filter. So, okay, right. Let's wrap this up. We're still no. We've gone over the hour mark now, and I blame CrossFit for that. All right, George. Have a good holiday. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
back
very
on the
much.
show. Thank you everyone in the chat, including George's many, many, many friends that came just to cheer him on and make fun of him. And hopefully, I would announce the next show. I don't have another show booked in at the moment. Next week, I'm off to Florida. We'll see if anything happens before then. If not, but yeah, I'll be putting stuff out while I'm there. I'll be at the Grid League playoffs and championship match Can't
Oh,
wait.
awesome.
Exciting time. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you, I don't know,